Hello, humans. Welcome back to my face and a video. Yeah, Progetto. This is like a masterclass slash how to play it, how to set it up kind of thing. Like, make of it what you wish, but I'm going to give you all the information you need to be able to play this tank. To a free markability and to make credits and have fun, because this tank is ridiculously fun, you know? 3 shots, 240 alpha, 720 clip, you know, good view range, semi-bouncy turret sometimes. Like, it's just an altogether funky tank. Like, I just love it. It's like, it's my go-to credit maker. And as you're going to see in this game, you can pull off some pretty insane stuff with it. Its gun is reliable. Its clip is just mental. And it is probably the best medium tank tier for tier in the game. I mean, you could argue right now with the Scent being buffed at tier 10, you know, maybe better, you know. But tier 8 wise, it is 100% the best, well, in my opinion, the best tier 8 premium medium tank. So, into this game. Fish Bay, you know, tier 8 matchmaking, pretty standard, you know, luckily no RT. 2 lights, you know, 4 TDs, what, 5 mediums, 4 heavies, pretty standard stuff. And you see, I've taken a quite aggressive position, not insanely aggressive, but this is a pretty reliable position to come to if you feel confident that a light tank isn't going to go and take like the F4 bushes. Because then the bush which is in front of you just doesn't really work. I mean, it does, but not massively. As you can see here, we're kind of picking up a 3,200 damage on this IS-3. Small amount of donations. Not going to complain. And yeah, our Baraska's pushed in, our Lorraine's pushed in, and we've basically got their heavies surrounded already. So at this point, I feel pretty confident to push forwards. Yes, this could be a bit of a gamble if they have something in like the K6 position behind the rock, but I felt pretty confident to be able to push forward here. And pushing forward, managed to pick up another good 2 shots on the Pantera, putting us up to 1.7k. And I'm looking here to see if we can get some shots on the T-34 maybe falling back. And seeing if we can maybe respot that Pantera. But luckily our Hawk goes on a nice little spotting run. And there you go. Pantera basically picked up. And you have to be disciplined in the Progetto. And it depends it's very situational. I'm in pretty much all situations, if you can, in my opinion, you clip 2 shells and you save the third. Bad shot there. Should have shot. But you save the third, because that third lowers your DPM. If you can fire 2 and reload 2 pretty quickly, not big deal at all. But you don't really ever want to fire 3 unless you're going for a kill or you're going to die. But you can, situationally, if there's going to be nothing else to shoot into the future that your DPM is better put into that tank to get the 720 full clip out, basically. You can see here, picking up the E4, who's done an interesting play after putting a shot into the ELC. But yeah, it's situational. But as you'll see in this game, you'll see me clip out and you'll see me, you know, fire 2 and just fire 1. If you can just cyclically fire 1, like you'll see me do here in a second on the IS-6B. See, I fired 2. Now I'm going to reload this. And at this point, I fired trying to get the damage retrack on him, which was a bit of a mistake. I should have probably reloaded that last shell. As you can see here, I'm just going to fire cyclically off that second shell. Never mind, ignore me. I'm wrong. But, see there? In my opinion, I thought there was the time to clip. IS-6 is tracked. I might be able to pen 2 shots on him, make him down to a 1 shot. As you can see, I managed to pen at least one of those shots onto him, which is a good result in my opinion. We're just looking for this E4 here, trying to see if we can spot him as he's trying to cross or trying to leave. And yeah, good game so far. You know, we're like, what, 4 minutes 30 in, we're already up to 3k, 3.2k combined. And as you can see here, bit of unfortunate mistiming. But you always have to be careful. These bushes in front do not work. Don't sit in them expecting them to work. They just don't. But yeah, you know, this tank is great. You know, you've got 1.82 second aim time. You know, 0.26 dispersion means you can snipe very reliably and snapshot very reliably. You know, You've got the speed to get into positions. You know, you've got 55 kilometers an hour forward speed, pretty standard 20 back, and it just feels clean. Especially when you've fully trick it out. You've got Bond. In my I used on it, you'll see at the end of this video my field mods and my equipment. But I used when I was marking it and playing it Bond vents, standard V stabs, and just an improved aiming. And if you really wanted to, you can go Bond vents, Bond V stabs, and then bounty improved aiming. That would be min maxing the tank. But I was just more playing it casually, just to make some credits on the side. Kind of just my decision, but yes, if I was trying to min max, then you know I'd do that. As you can see here, I'm just kind of leaving the middle. I've realised kind of got a little tunnel vision on the E4, so kind of made a misplay by staying a little bit too long. So as you can see, I ran and decided maybe I can catch out this E4 as he was trying to run, or try and catch him out from a different angle and clip him, because I can basically, providing I roll high, clip him here. So situationally, that's the time when you want to clip, but he's running, which is good for me because it means I can put pretty much a full clip into him here, as you're going to see. Fortunately, low rolling and leave him on 16 HP, but stuff happens. So I think here I wide peak to pick up the kill, but maybe a misplay. So as you can see here, I'm going to rotate towards the other side because I'm like, okay, there's nothing in K6 because they'd have shot me by now. Everything's spotted on the 1, 2, 3 line. So I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rotate over towards the 1, 2, 3, 4 line so I can get some shots on them. Maybe catch out the ELC with some spots. And yeah, this tank's speed allows it that rotational just ability. It's strong in that sense. You know, 55 it's not a slouch. Really can, and it's got good power to weight ratio and good ground resistances as well. So on most terrains, you're able to get into position pretty quickly, which gives you that early damage potential, especially in the early games. If you're marking this tank, you've got to get the early damage. You've got to get an early 2 shots in, and if you steam it situational, that extra third. You can see I got spotted on the way in, so I'm just trying to see where I got spotted from. I know it's the ELC, and I'm like, is the ELC in front of me? No. Okay, I got spotted here. It can't be over on the E2 position. Okay, it must be over back where I was just. So, as you can see here, I'm going to rotate. And unfortunately, I make a misplay here. I should have just rotated to the other side of the house, and I take a shot from the scope because I'm permalit by the ELC. That's a misplay by me. That's my bad, but, you know, nobody's perfect, I suppose. So you can see, I'm just trying to catch out the ELC and come at him from the low angle. But I don't think I find him. He's vanished, like most ELCs do. They are ghosts. They are impossible to spot. So I'm just going to play around here for a little bit and just try and see if we can catch out some of their TDs. Maybe pick up the kill on that E4 if he's stuck around. But this tank's just... I love it. I cannot go on about it. It's strong. It's one of the best tier 8 premiums. It makes really good credits. You know, you do not have to fire gold in this tank. I was just doing so because, you know, I can. Really good kill, really important kill on the EOC, because had we have let him establish into those bushes, this game would probably be looking a lot different in the next 30 seconds. Because our T28 would likely get spotted and die. We'd likely lose our mill. Then this game starts to look very edgy. You know, we're currently up, you know, 1.5k, you know, 10 to 9. It's in the balance still. It's not won. It's not lost. So you can see here, I'm going to cross over. And so we're going to try and play as a spotter now. This tank, when fully tricked out, has 456 meters view range. It has really, really good view range. You can play it as a scout tank in situations where you deem it to be suitable. Like here, I'm going to take this bush. You know, I peek into it initially to see if I get spotted. Because, you know, there is a Borasco in the enemy team. He could be running CVS. He could be running, you know, optics. And he could outspot me. So, peek into the bush to double check he's not, you know, aggressive in, like, G1. And spots me as I come in. Doesn't, so I can sit in the bush. But luckily, he's moving up the one line to go and try and catch out a Scorpion 122 TM. But he's pushed into a Scorpion 122 TM. Which is pretty good for me. But in this situation, I'm just trying to see if he peaks high. You know, the Scorp over peaks him. Does he peek up, reverse over? That's all I'm trying to be here for. And he kind of does, but not enough for me to get a shot on. So I'm just sat here, and I'm actually shocked he doesn't spot me here, to be honest. You know, he's what, 300 meters away? And I'm shocked he doesn't spot me. Potentially dead commander or something. And I'm thinking now, like, what is there going to be? You know, the breast kills the Scorp. Scorp gets shot by some other stuff as well. And I'm like, okay, here's a Progetto. I'm going for the tracking shot here. Don't get the tracking shot, which is unfortunate because he either died there likely. But that's okay. So I see the Progetto is backed off the ridgeline and he looks like he's turning to run. So I'm now thinking, is there the potential that I could maybe push this? And as you can see, I'm going to. In this position, I'm thinking, you know, our EOC is established. So our EOC is spotting J1, J2. And, you know, he is going to be spotting stuff if stuff fires. So I'm like, I've got to push in here. You know, I think in this game I was on 93%. So I was like, I've got to push in and basically min-max. You know, there's 1.1k left of this game. There's no point me sat back there just waiting for stuff to get spotted. I've got to be pushing the tempo. And when you're marking tanks, especially tier 8s, you have to push the tempo. And it gets spotted. So I'm assuming there's going to be someone in J1, J2 in between houses. And I think I'm right. I think there's one of the Scorps there. If my memory recalls me, this game was about 3 weeks ago now. So, you know, not particularly fresh in the brain. Bad shot there by me. You know, I should have just sat still, to be honest. You know, I can take a shot from the Scorp. And now here, I'm sat here going, I make a misplay here. I should push right now. The Scorp and E4 can't kill me if they both shoot me. So at this point, I should go. I should have gone 10 seconds ago. And, you know, I'd likely have got the whole of them. Because I can clip them. I can put 2 into the Scorp, 1 into the E4. Or whatever their HP values are exactly. I'm not 100% sure. My brain doesn't recall. But, as you can see here, find the Scorp. And I think I'd have managed to get the full clip into the Scorp had I have gone that 10 seconds earlier, which is a misplay on my part. And, you know, I'd have got 5.5k out of this game instead of just 5.4, which is unfortunate. Oh, we big up the kill, still got 5/5, but yeah. I don't know. I feel like I could have done a lot more there to maximize at the end, but I think this replay kind of shows the strength of this tank. It's got its view range, which is good. Speed, just DPM, raw DPM, you know, 2.3k DPM is nothing to be slouched at, especially when it's in a clip form like this. You know, it showed its gun handling, you know, sniping at the IS-6, the IS-3, the ELC, the E4. I think this like replay kind of shows the strength of this tank's overall. It's just overall raw power, which is definitely nothing to be, you know, roll your eyes at. But yeah, now I'm just going to show you my field mods and my equipment loadout quickly. And then yeah, we'll call it a day. I like it to be short, snappy. This is a bit of a concept for me. I'm probably going to do this with a few other tanks that I'm playing. You know, I'm playing the SU 130 PM at the minute. When I mark that, I'll probably do something similar. Just kind of show you my equipment and how I play it.